Hello everyone. In today's video, we are going to deploy an Anthropic Claude model inside Microsoft Foundry, and then we'll use the model to create an AI agent using the Microsoft Foundry Agent Service. And the best part is that we will be doing almost everything directly from the portal itself. We won't be using the complex SDKs or the heavy code. Everything will mostly be done from the Microsoft Foundry portal. So if you have been wanting to try the Claude models on Azure, but you were not sure how to start, then this video will help you understand the whole process step by step. But before we jump into the demo, let's first quickly understand a few important things. Microsoft Foundry is becoming the central place for Azure for working with the AI model. Think of it as the single platform where you can explore, deploy, and use the AI model from the different providers. Earlier, if you wanted to use the large language model on Azure, most of the time you were using the OpenAI models like the GPT or GPT-4 or 5 models through Azure OpenAI, or Microsoft own models like the 5 models. And those models are still available, but Microsoft Foundry is now expanding the ecosystem and bringing models from other providers as well. And one of the most interesting addition here is the Anthropic Claude models. As you know, Claude models have become very popular recently because they are known for the strong reasoning capability, very large context window, and good performance for the tasks like the document analysis, summarization, code assistant, and building this intelligent AI agents. Now, because of these capabilities, many organizations want to experiment with the Claude models in addition to the GPT model. And the good part is that now these models are directly available in the Microsoft Foundry model catalog. That means you can deploy them inside Azure and use them for your application, agent, or the workflows. At the moment, Microsoft Foundry supports multiple Claude models, specifically the fourth generation model. And these include Claude Opus 4.6, Opus 4.5, 4.1, then the Sonnet 4.6 and 4.5, and Haiku 4.5. Basically, the Opus model are the most powerful models and suitable for the complex reasoning and demanding workload. Sonnet models are good balance between the performance and the cost, which makes them suitable for many real-world applications. And Haiku models are lighter and faster, which can be useful for the simpler tasks, where the speed matters more. So in today's demo, I'll deploy one of the models from the Microsoft Foundry model catalog. And then we'll connect that model to an AI agent created using the Microsoft Foundry Agent Service. But before we try this, there are few important things you should know, because there are things that actually confuse people first time when they try to deploy the Claude model. The first thing is the region availability. The Claude models are not available in every Azure region right now. At the moment, they are supported in East US 2 and the Sweden Central. So when you create a Microsoft Foundry hub or the project, you need to make sure that you have created the project in one of these regions. The second thing you will notice during the deployment is something called as the global standard deployment. In simple terms, this means the model runs as a serverless managed service, so you don't need to provision the GPU or manage any infrastructure yourself. One important thing to understand here is that how the data is handled. Any data stored at rest stays in the region where your Foundry resource is created, but the prompt processing or inference request may be routed to another region where the model capacity is available. Actually, this allows Azure to provide better scalability and handle large volume of the request without you having to worry about the infrastructure. Now, there are other deployment options available for other models. For example, for Azure OpenAI GPT model, you may see options like the data zone standard or regional deployment, where the processing is restricted to a specific region or data zone for stricter data residency requirements. However, for Anthropic Claude models in Microsoft Foundry, the deployment type currently available is global standard only. So the processing can use the Azure global infrastructure while the data will stay at rest and remain in your selected region. The third thing that sometimes surprises people is the quota. Claude models do not come with the default quota enabled on your subscription. So when you try to deploy the model, you might get an error saying that there is no quota available. If that happens, you just need to go to the Azure quota request section request quota for the specific Claude model, and once it's approved, you will be able to deploy it. Now, once the model is deployed, we will move to the second part of the video, which is Microsoft Foundry Agent Service. So Agent Service allows you to create the AI agent that can do much more than simple chat. These agents can interact with the users, perform multiple step reasoning, call external tools, and retrieve information from the data sources and integrate with the different services. And the powerful part is that you can build these agents directly from the Microsoft Foundry portal. You give the agent a name, choose the model that powers this agent, configure its behavior, optionally connect the tools or the data sources, and then you can immediately start testing the agent. So by combining the Claude models with Microsoft Foundry Agent Service, you can create very powerful AI agents without writing a lot of code. However, there are certain limitations which I'll show you in the lab. Another important thing to understand when choosing between the model is the context window and the cost, because these two factors usually influence the model you select for your application. Most of the models we discussed here, whether it's the Claude model or the GPT model available in the Microsoft Foundry, support a context window of around 200,000 tokens. And if I'll talk about the context window, it basically defines how much information the model can process in a single request. This includes your prompt, your conversation history, and the model response. A large context window is especially useful for scenarios like the document analysis, log conversation, or retrieval augmented generation, where the model needs to process large amount of information. Second factor is cost, and these models follow a per million token pricing model, where you pay separately for the input tokens and the output tokens. For example, Claude Opus 4.6 cost around $5 per million tokens, input tokens, and $25 per million output tokens. And as you can see on your screen, these are the different costs available for the different models. And the costliest one is the GPT 5.4 Pro. So when selecting a model, you usually balance capability, context size, and the cost, depending on the workload you are building. Alright, now that you understand the overall concept and the few important things you should know before deploying the model, let's switch to the Microsoft Foundry portal and I'll walk you through the complete process step by step. I'm logged into Azure portal now and I've already deployed the Microsoft Foundry resource. So if you'll go to the Microsoft Foundry, I have already deployed the hub and the project. So let's go to the Microsoft Foundry portal, which I have already opened here. And in here, let's go to the build. In the build, when you go to the models and click on the deploy base model, you will see the whole model catalog. So now there are different Claude models. So if you look for Claude, so these are the different Claude models which are available. So but before this, let's go to operate, click on the quota and click on request quota. So what you have to do, you have to fill this form, and once it's approved, you will have the quota to provision your model. So there you have to select Anthropic, model deployment, and global standard, and which region. It's only available in East US 2 and Sweden Central. So just provide that and which model you're talking about, and then provide the quota, how much quota you want. Once this is done, you come back here and this shows the different quota which is available. So let me check Claude. Here you see by default there is 0 quota, and I have applied for the Sonnet 4.6 and I have 500k tokens per minute. Okay, now let's go to the build and deploy the model. Deploy a base model. So let's deploy Claude Sonnet 4.6. And here you see the context window. Okay, now let's deploy it. There are two ways you can change the SKU, quota, PTU, but let's deploy with the default one. So I'll just select technology, agree and proceed. So this will deploy the model. So now the model is deployed. Click on create an agent and let's name your agent. So test Let's call it as test agent, easy one. So create this agent, and this agent is using Claude Sonnet 4.6. So when you create an agent, now in this case, it's using 4.6, Claude Sonnet 4.6. And now Microsoft has added the tool by itself, which is the web search tool. It's in preview, so you can do the web search by default with the agent. However, problem is that this web search doesn't work with Claude Sonnet 4.6. So let's test it. So web search and Bing tools are not supported. So what you have to do is remove it. Microsoft will fix it. It's in the earlier stage, but yeah, let's save it and let's try again. And perfect, we got the response. And if we'll go to the traces, yes, there is a trace and matrix and everything. It's available for this model. Now let's see what else is available when we create an agent in the Microsoft Foundry Agent Service using the Claude Sonnet 4.6. So first is you can just create an agent. Now this is basically you can use the model directly. You're not doing anything special here. So let's check what are the tools which are available. So if you click here, so web search is not available. There is code interpreter which is available, but we are not using that. Another one which is available is the file search tool. So that means a RAG, default RAG, which is available in the Microsoft Agent Service, where you upload the file directly, like you upload in the Chat GPT or directly in Claude.ai, and it processes that file. That functionality is available. So let's try this, add this tool, and let's provide the file. So yeah, let's provide the file for AB 731 exam, and let's attach this tool. And it will create an index, and it's created. Perfect. Now let's quickly check what are the other options. So grounding with Bing search, browser automation, all these tools are not available. Even the MCP connectors, which in the backend uses the logic app, they are not available for Claude. Maybe in the future they will be, but right now they are not. If we'll go to the knowledge, however, the Foundry IQ is still available. So if you have Azure AI service which is deployed as a Foundry IQ, that you can connect here. Now the memory store, this is not available. This is only available with Azure OpenAI model. So memory store is also not available, and the guardrails are also not available through the Microsoft Agent Service. So this is just, I want to show you there are certain limitations when you're creating this. So now using the file upload, that option is available either through the Foundry IQ or directly file search. You can use that. And this is how you can use the agent. Let's quickly check what is AB 731. And perfect, it's pulling that information from the presentation file. And why I'm telling you this, because if you click on the logs, you can see there is a file search tool from where it pulled out the information, and that's really good. Now it's working. So how you can use it now, another thing, because this is really important. Now this is, you have created an agent, there are other things you want to add, but that you have to add in the code now. But how can you use it? Do you have to create using the Anthropic SDK the agent again? You don't have to. You can create the agent here in the Microsoft Foundry Agent Service. A agent will be here. What you have to do is just use it. So how you can use it, this is the code, and if you click on the environment variable, there you will see the endpoints and everything. So let me quickly show you this in the VS Code. Now I'm in the VS Code, and what I've done is I have created two code. One, I have directly pulled it from there, which is the basic code, which uses the Azure Identity, Azure Credential, Azure Project, so that we are not using any Anthropic SDK directly here. So what we are doing is agent name, agent version, which we have saved into .env. This is the Microsoft Foundry project endpoint. This is the agent name and the agent version. Now let's run this, go to the terminal. So I have already installed all the required packages in the virtual environment. So just I can quickly run this, Python basic response.py. So hi, and it is providing a response. And that's just how you can use the same agent without even creating the agent in the code. We'll use the same agent here. Now if you want a chat service where so that it's a multi-turn, because here it's a single turn. Now if I'll run this one, chat. So hi, what is the name of certification certification AB 731? So now this has provided an information that is Microsoft Certified AI Transformation Leader. And then I asked, what is the current time in Melbourne? And it wasn't able to provide that information because it has no access to the internet. And let me quickly show you the code. So it's just connecting to the project, Microsoft Foundry project, and then we are just creating a chat, multi-turn chat here, nothing specific as such. So basically I just wanted to show how you can create an agent using the Claude models in the Microsoft Foundry Agent Service. And once that agent is created, you can test it in the playground as well as you can use it in your code itself. Now there will be agent to agent connectivity, so create all the agents, like for the multi-agent workflow, create all the agents, keep them in Microsoft Foundry Agent Service, but you can reference them here in your code itself. Or you can use the Anthropic SDK where you can create the agents on the fly, which I have planned for another video. So that's all I wanted to show in this video. I hope you liked it. Please like and subscribe. Thank you so much.